Friends, can you believe Q1 is almost over? January flew by, February flew by, and now we're in January. And I don't know about you, but have you set your goals? Have you been keeping track of your goals? And if you didn't, that's totally fine. I'm going to share with you all what I use to set my goals, set my quarterly goals, what Christian and I use to family plan, what we use for our family meetings every Sunday. And honestly, I just hope that, you guys can use it or get something out of it because 2025, we're setting our goals. We are going to make things happen. That's literally the common theme that you're going to hear from me every time you see these videos because we are going to be successful. 2025 is going to be a transformative year for us. Say it with me. 2025 is going to be a transformative year. And that starts with goal setting. So it's okay if you haven't set your goals. Let's get into how I set my goals, and hopefully, this can help you and we can get started. So let's do it. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna screen record my laptop so you can see what I'm doing. But I live, breathe Notion. If you don't know what Notion is, Google it, download it, and start using it today. I was introduced to Notion by my job. I use it a lot for work, and we literally have all our files in Notion. And I just love how you can kind of customize it to what you want it to look like. You can make it look pretty. I am a visual person, and I used to love having planners, but planners can sometimes be one, very heavy, and bulky, and sometimes like I just wouldn't take it with me. Like I'm always with a small little bag, and my planner can't fit in that small bag. So I love that Notion. I can use it on my phone, I can use it on my iPad, I can use it on my laptop, and it just works for me. I use it for day-to-day planning. I use it for goal setting, notes, shopping lists. It's how I plan my travels, and it just helps me stay organized on a day-to-day basis. And I honestly got Christian to use it, and Christian is also in love with it. I love that it has AI in it, which AI is taking over, and so it just makes your life so much easier. So I'm gonna start off by sharing this template. I use this template maybe a little bit different. I kind of removed everything because we're not sharing our goals with everyone, right? Only after they happen to share our testimonies. But be careful who you share your goals with. So I kind of removed everything to show you all, but I think it's a great start for anyone who's looking to just organize their life. There is such beauty in having your life organized and just kind of really knowing what you need to be doing and having a plan versus letting the plan get to you. I think for 2025, something that I'm doing differently is I am taking control of every second of every hour of my time. Because I feel like with life, with Instagram, with social media, we get caught up and like we're scrolling for 30 minutes to an hour when we could have been doing something way more productive that would benefit our lives. And I forgot, there's a quote that says like something about like your daily habits is what leads to your success. Success doesn't come overnight. Success doesn't come, from a weird miracle, even though we believe in miracles. But it comes with your daily habits, and it also just prepares you so that when that goal or that dream that God has is giving you or has for you, you are ready and prepared to kind of take it on, and you're not slacking or being complacent. So let's get started. This template, obviously, I have the photo cover as dream because you always want what you're looking at on a day-to-day basis to be a reminder and to be a source of inspiration for you. In my Notion doc, I have my vision board up here, and I'll share with you the one that I created for 2024. This was my 2024 vision board. If you don't have a vision board yet, create one in Canva. Like 2024 for me was really also like goal setting for me, reading the Bible, being on a 5 a.m. consistent morning routine, drinking my water, minding my business, getting to the bag, focusing on me, gym, all of that. We love that, right? So 2025 is very similar, but again, create your vision board and have it here as your cover photo so you can kind of see it every day. Next, I add a manifestation quote. Again, whatever works for you. I have a spiritual quote here that says, God has good plans for me, because I know He does have good plans for me, and it starts with me getting my life together. Next, I have this quote here that says, visualize your highest self, then show up as her. Again, I think 2025, I'm also really learning that it's you against you, and you really need to show up. Show up for her, show up for that little girl, show up for the future you, and do it for you and just be happy. So, add whatever little photo is going to get you to, if you're sitting down, you open it, it's going to get your butt up to start working and be productive. Next, I have important reminders. Obviously, you want to make sure you are remembering things that you need to remember. Next, we have our daily and weekly schedule. If you are a person that likes to plan every single hour of their day, this is for you. I don't necessarily plan my day to day hour like this. I kind of have it in bulks where I just do like, 5 to 9, I'm going to do this. 9 to 5, I'm usually working. And then I have my 5 to 9, I guess is what people would say. But if you are kind of made it like this so you can have it sort of visually here. I love Notion because everything you can kind of add to it. So if this is what you want to add, or you have something to do at 7 a.m. and you want to add more details, you can add it here. I love that you can add emojis. I'm all in the pink era right now, which is so funny because I hate pink. Yeah, pink, pink. You can see my browser is pink. It's so funny. But you're open to make it however you want to. And it's just visually so appealing. So you can play around with the colors. I love to set an intention for the week, and just kind of overall have a visual view of everything that I need to do. And then when I'm done, I can kind of check it off. And I feel productive once I see everything that's done, but also it can also shows me how much I slack if I didn't do things throughout the week. But also it's just so easy if I didn't do something on one day to kind of just move it over, pop it over, and just kind of move it to the next day. So I love that daily, weekly schedule all set and done. Next, I love to add my quarterly goals. For example, for Q1, I would have my quarterly goals here as just as a reminder, but also kind of check off as I complete my quarterly goals. Obviously, again, you want to make sure you're seeing your goals on a day to day basis, because I think the mistake that a lot of us do is we literally just write it down and we completely forget about it. And then we look at it at the end of the year and we're like, oh, yeah, that was nice. But definitely make sure that you are looking at those goals all the time. I actually have my quarterly goals up to the top, but whatever works for you. Next, I have a to-do list here. I like to filter a lot of things. So I have, obviously, you can filter things into done. If you're stuck on a project or need help with something, if you haven't started, if you're in progress, or you're just kind of done, do a due date. Due dates are so important. If you don't add a due date, this task is just going to be another task for you to do. So definitely add a due date. You can add any notes and any context. So for me, I kind of have work, family, events, personal, shopping. If it's travel, I like to filter it so that I know to go back, and maybe like if I need to do personal things for me, I kind of just filter it to my personal things. You can also have a board view, which is why another reason why I love Notion. You can kind of play around with it. I also love Notion because although this is very little and it's in little sections, you can open it up as a full page and kind of see it in an open full page. So here you can see not started if you're stuck, and then obviously I don't have anything in progress, but you can kind of see it here if you're a more visual board type of person. And then you also have the table view, which is just listed. So again, I think Notion just gives you so much options to just make it work for however you want to make it work. Next, I have a gallery section, which is just getting a little deeper into things and goal setting that I like to do. So, for example, I have my goal section here, and then I am going to open it full screen so we can kind of get to it a little bit. But I like to reflect on, especially now, on how I'm going to show up. I forgot where I got this. It might have been from an article or a magazine, but they have the 7 pillars of self care. And so basically, it's like physical, mental, environmental, financial, social, and spiritual. And it's just like, how are you going to show up? I added here some reflection questions so that if you do get this template, I'll share the link with you if you want. You can kind of have some questions to go over, which is physical. How will you care for your body, right? Like your body carries you through life. and how will you treat it with love and respect, right? Like, what's your daily movement? How are you going to nourish your body? What physical habits are you going to commit to? And really just kind of create those pillars of self-care. And again, don't just write it down. Do it, please. And yeah, and it goes on and on with the different pillars. That, like, two is mental. How will you protect and strengthen your mind? How are you going to manage your stress and negative thoughts? Environmental, how will you create a space that supports you? So just in general, kind of creating that space and what you want it to look like. Blockers are real. Life is real. Life be lifing. Whatever your blockers are, like, figure out a way to fix it, right? Like, what are you gonna do about it? Like, Christian and I, we do this thing where, like, if we complain or we're talking about or making an excuse, we're like, okay, great. So what are you gonna do about it? Like, don't just dwell on the blockers. Don't just dwell on the limitations. Like, figure out a way forward. There's always a way forward if you really care and want to. So blockers are very important. In our family meetings, we talk about blockers. Like, what's blocking you? Okay, cool. How can we unblock you and get you moving forward? So make sure you do that for your goals. Set your long-term, short-term goal. And then this is just a quarterly goal tracker that I love to use, which is like, set your goal. Again, have you started? Have you started? Set due dates for you and your quarter. And what I love about Notion is you can set sub goals as well. So you have your sub items and you can kind of just write a little bit into what you're doing. So if you open it here, you can say, hey, I want to reflect on, this week, my challenges faced, adjustment needed, focus for next week, and kind of have a plan, right? Because a goal ultimately has different sub items or action items that you need to do. So if my goal was to run a 20 miles in Q1, I would have to break it down week by week. Like, week 1, I'm going to start with 1 mile. Week 2, I'm going to do 2 miles. Week 3, 5, and go from there. If you think that you're going to complete your goal again from one day to the next, praise you. Amen. God is good. But definitely take the time to be realistic with yourself and set those goals. I even like to do it weekly, or monthly, however you want to do it, but make sure that you are making progress, because before you know it, March is here, Q1 is over, and you just wasted 3 months. And it's like, we don't want to do that. So again, this is just my goal tracker and what I like to do. Again, in my gallery, I also have budgeting. Budgeting is so important. I feel like before I never used to really care about writing down my expenses. And then when I started writing down my expenses, I was like, okay, girl, you need to chill in certain areas, because I just didn't realize how many things I was spending on things that I have at home. So definitely budgeting is really important. Christian and I, as a married couple now, we are thinking about the future. We go over our budget planning, take it very, very serious now, because we have a lot of goals that obviously you need to have money for. So budgeting is important, especially if you have a goal, especially if you want to get something, you want a car, you want a new house, you want, to start a business. Like, if you are not budgeting and seeing long term what you can do with what you have, it's gonna feel like you're stuck and just not going anywhere. So this is a budgeting plan that, I don't use. I use an Excel sheet, but I thought it would be very simple for someone who is starting off budgeting. Again, start with your income, how much you make, expenses, subtract that. If your balance is at negative every single month from your balances, then you have a problem. Another thing that I love about Notion is that you can export your Excel doc. So if you already have an Excel doc that you're working on, you can just literally add it here. It's super easy. All you have to do is kind of go here and just embed the Google Excel doc, or if you have it in Google Drive, you can also do that. Something else that I love about Notion is that it has so many templates. So if you hate this template that I have, totally fine. They have so many templates to use that are free. Some you have to pay for, but you can use Notion for literally anything. For your to-do list, your task list, for social media content, for literally your resume. I literally just did re-updated my resume, and I did it in Notion. So you have Notion templates here. You literally have so many different templates that you can use. And then you even have your personal finance tracker, which stuff like this. And again, some of them are free, some of them are 10, 15, $25. But I love that Notion already has these pre-made templates for you. This looks like it's a amazing personal finance tracker, and all you have to do is kind of add it to your sheet. So you have no excuses. The template is there for you, which I again absolutely love. Again, budgeting, workout, and meal plan, right? Because we're getting right 2025. Write your goals down. This is something very simple that I use. It's just kind of like my week to day, my workout, and then meals if you're into meal prep. I am horrible at meal prepping, so this is not for me, but definitely for you. Again, you can also use another template from Notion, whatever works for you. You can have a notes section. Literally, I use it to write my church notes to kind of reflect back and look at it. Restaurants and activities is also another thing that I love to have, because how many times do you save your stuff on Instagram or TikTok and then when you go to look for it, you can't find it? Yeah, that's me. So I started writing down all my restaurant and activity recommendations. Whenever I see it, I add it here, and then I kind of tag it. What is it? The restaurant and activity. And then I kind of just write what type of food it is. I put the social media and the website so I can easily find it when I'm in the mood for something. Again, love about Notion is that you can see it visually from different places. So you can add a picture or the vibe of it so that you can kind of go. I went to the pasta bar the other day and I loved it, which is why this is as an option here. And last but not least, travel. Obviously, Christian and I travel a lot, so I use Notion to book. I didn't add my template here, but literally, if you want to have a travel section, have your travel here, list out your browse your flights, your itinerary, your hotel, have everything here. They also have some amazing templates that you could use in Notion for travel. So you can use, again, so much. You can journal. It's just so much things. And I think it's so good because it's beginner friendly as well. If you want something very simple or if you want a little bit something more complex, you can. My doc is a lot, but that's because I'm always thinking about something and I like to be very organized. But I thought this template that I created for you was very simple and kind of very easy for you to start, and allow you to kind of see it. So yeah, this is honestly my Notion template. I don't want to make this video too long because I am conscious of you all sitting here hearing me just talk. So I am gonna wrap this up, but ideally, again, I'll show you how I can see it on how you can see it on my phone screen, and you can honestly set reminders from here, from Notion, so that if you want something, important reminders, you can write something down and have it notify you. But I don't know, Notion has literally changed my life, and I use it to really track my goals, and I hope you start tracking your goals too. Again, tracking your goals is super important. And I hope this helps. Again, if you want this template, I am happy to share it with you all. Comment below and I will share it with you. If you want more insights into some of the things that I do, again, to stay grounded and organized, let me know and I'll do another video. Please remember to subscribe. And I'm so happy I got to talk to you all about goal setting. I wish you all the best of luck. I know 2025 is going to be full of abundance for you all. And yeah, I'm just excited that I got to share a little bit of what I do, and I hope it helps you. Okay, friends, thank you all so much for listening to me blab for 20 minutes. I hope to see you guys again soon. And yeah, have a blessed week.